So,
Sure.
cool. Alright man, chào các bạn, mình là Túy. Hôm nay mình làm một cái video nữa để explain thêm cái Paycheck Protection Program. Cái Paycheck Protection Program này hôm qua mình có làm một video mình giải thích về cái detail. Nhưng mà hôm nay mình rất là hân hạnh có một người bạn, his name is Joey. He's a personal business banker with Chase, and I would like to have him on to kind of explain the process của apply that relevant to Chase. So hopefully Joey can answer a lot of questions that a lot of us have questions to. So first of all, Joey, thank you so much for joining us, man. I know it's tough time out there. You have 2 kids, you have a family, and I can see you in your car because you're hiding from your kids to make this video, and I really appreciate it, man. So can you introduce yourself a little bit and talk to us about how your family is staying safe, and give us a little bit more about you, who you are, man.
Sure. So yeah, I've got a wife, 2 kids. I've been with the bank now close to 10 years. The last 7 years in the business banking space. And so I'm just like everyone else. We're just hunkered down at home. And so, we're just trying to stay safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you entertaining the kids?
Oh man, we're trying. I got like Play-Doh sessions. We have story time. We do like 2 or 3 walks outside through the neighborhood, to try to. I'm just trying to limit her screen time, which is a lot.
It's tough. It's tough, man. I mean, even for us, I think limit our screen time is gonna be tough for us too, because right now, staying at home, the only news you can get is from TV or your phone. So I agree, it's tough. And for me, man, this is terrible. The pollen outside. It's killing us, man. We can't go outside because of the just pretty much stuck inside the house and trying to figure out what's the best to go through. And I'm sure all of us are going through the same thing. So
yeah.
Cool. All right, Joey, man, let's get started with the Paycheck Protection Program. And I mentioned before, I might stop you a little bit in some of the conversation because a lot of our viewers are Vietnamese, so I'm trying to translate as much as I can.
Sure.
In addition, we're probably going to have a script translate in Vietnamese that we will post after this as well. And I'm sure we will have questions, and I would really appreciate if we have questions. I would follow up with you in the future and say, hey, can you answer those questions? And I'm sure we both know that this loan program is not going to start until tomorrow. So there will be a lot of questions that still unanswered, and I know it's trickling down to the local banks. But we can start with so in from your experience at Chase, what are you hearing about Paycheck Protection Program? What it is? Just talk to us about the Paycheck Protection Program, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so there's 2 programs out there right now that the government has offered. Right now, I'll first start with the EIDL, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. That was started about 2-3 weeks ago, and I encourage people to apply for that one and this one. What I would say is, the EIDL one. That one you go to SBA.gov to apply, and that one it takes about 5 minutes. There's about 4 pages you run through. It's very straightforward. At a minimum, there's a stipulation in there that even if you don't get a certain amount of money, you have the option to receive a $10,000 in funds that doesn't need to be repaid.
So it's more like a grant, right? From what I'm understanding, it more like a grant. Okay, good.
Exactly. So I'm encouraging a lot of people to take advantage of that. This one that is now the Paycheck Protection Program. So this was just signed by Trump last Friday. And so since then, banks, we've all been working with the government, SBA, to try to see what are the stipulations, what are the guidelines, what are the requirements. But for the most part, my understanding of it is that they just want to ensure that, we keep unemployment down so small businesses maintain their payrolls, that they keep their employees on board. So what does that mean? From a high level, it's going to take a look at the last 12 months of your average payroll, and they're going to do 2.5 times that. So let's just say, for easy number's sake, if your average payroll is $100,000, you'll get $250,000 through the PPP program. And this has the ability to be forgiven if they do a look back a few months down the road and you have the same amount of employees, or if not more. And so what I'm encouraging my clients is to apply for both. You know, we don't know how long this coronavirus will affect. But again, this is the third stimulus package that came, and they were already working on a fourth one. And so I can only imagine that this is going to be, you know, here longer than we all, you know, would like.
I see. So I'm gonna stop you real quick right there, just to kind of
Sure.
jump in real quick in Vietnamese real quick. So what Joe is talking about thì giống như mình đã làm video trước, mình đã nói là cái Economic Injury Disaster Relief Program that we mentioned before. It's a program that already open and a lot of folks already applying for it. Thì nó có up to 10,000 cái grant đó mình không cần trả lại. So Joey recommend là những small business nên go ahead and apply cái đó first. A lot of my viewers, a lot of my clients, a lot of people who call me already apply for that thì đã xong rồi. Nhưng mà cái Paycheck Protection Program này thì nó chưa có bắt đầu. Thì theo mình biết được cái video mình làm trước là bắt đầu từ April 3rd, which is this Friday, là ngày mai thì nó sẽ bắt đầu. Thì cái Paycheck Protection Program này nó là một cái another additional program. Thì bên Joey là Chase. So Joey, let me confirm this. Economic Injury Disaster Relief loan go through directly to SBA. However, Paycheck Protection Program, they go through what SBA approved lenders. Am I correct?
Yeah. So when you so not all banks are SBA preferred lenders. What that basically means is that, you know, our underwriting team has been, you know, has gone through the training with SBA. So if you do a loan, any bank does a loan, they can do SBA loan, which basically means it has the government guarantee. What makes it different when you're an SBA preferred lender is that you don't have to, you know, send that package to SBA to stamp it, get their approval. Because we're SBA preferred, we're trained, and so that we can do it. So it moves the process along a little bit further and quicker. And it's my understanding that this is only available to the banks that are SBA preferred lenders. So,
and it's Chase. It's a SBA preferred lender, correct? Here in Georgia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, can you do business outside of Georgia? I know when we have other folks on, like attorneys and accountants, you know, we are licensed here in the state of Georgia. But as a business relationship banker with Chase, can you help clients that are outside of your market here in Georgia or Atlanta?
We can. I mean, obviously, it's best. Most likely, we like to see that, you know, Chase has a footprint in that state, and Chase, we are the largest bank, so we do have a really big national footprint. But that's one of the stipulations. As long as we have a presence there, like a branch or something, then we can assist.
Okay. I appreciate that, man. So with the a lot of people are going to ask the question of who is eligible for this program.
Yeah. So, I mean, as you can see, it's, you know, it says it right there, all businesses, including nonprofit, veterans, it's a ton of people. By and large, all my clients qualify for this, you know. It's 500 employees or less. And so for the most part, it's applicable for everybody. To be honest, I think.
Okay, let me stop you there real quick, okay? So, mình mới hỏi Joey là cái program này ai có thể apply được, thì Joey có nói là rất là nhiều cái SBA program này, những cái small business có thể apply được, including independent contractors. Thì Joey có nói là những cái công ty nào dưới 500 công nhân thì cũng có thể apply được. Thì Joey said most of his clients can apply for this program. So that's I appreciate that, Joey. Next question is terms of the loans. I know we don't have much detail yet, but is this true right here that the what my bullet points right here? What are the terms of the current SBA program? I'm sorry, the Paycheck Protection Program.
Yeah, so this is as of yesterday what Chase Bank we received. So by all intents and purposes, I believe as of now it's still correct. So you'll have an interest rate of 0.5%, maturity of 2 years, first payment deferred for 6 months, and again it's 100% guaranteed by the government, and a maximum loan amount of 10 million. And then there's no collateral. So I think what's key here is we just need to stress that 10 million. So, you know, for example, if your, you know, payroll is, you know, 10 million a month, then it's not going to be 2.5 times that. It'll just be that 10 million cap, what you're eligible for.
So I guess I had another question earlier on Facebook when I posted about the Paycheck Protection Program was, so in terms of applicants, is it let's just say I own an LLC, right? do I apply another LLC? But what if I own multiple LLCs? You know what I mean? Because it's saying no personal guaranteed. I personally, when I see that, I'm assuming if I own 3 different LLCs that run 3 different businesses that are currently impacted and are eligible for Paycheck Protection Program, can I apply with
Absolutely. Each entity, each EIN, each entity.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let me stop you there real quick, man. That's I think
Okay.
again again, this is my opinion, and in your opinion that you think we can do that, right? So mình mới hỏi Joey là với cái program này thì giống như Joey có nói là tất cả những ngân hàng đều theo luật lệ giống vậy, tại vì cái loan program nó go through SBA chứ không phải là go particular cái luật của lender. So tiền lời là 0.5%, trong vòng 2 năm mình phải trả lại cái payment đầu tiên, mình phải 6 tháng sau mới cần trả lại, 100% đều guarantee by công ty cái SBA. Cái maximum cho mình mượn được là 10 triệu, có nghĩa là ví dụ như cái payroll của mình hàng tháng là 10.000 thì mình có mượn maximum được là 2.5 là 25,000. So cái đó là một cái example thôi, no collateral, mình không cần thế chấp, cũng không có cần personal guarantee. Thì bởi vì khi mà mình nói không có personal guarantee, mình mới hỏi là ví dụ như mình là Túy đi, mình có 3 cái công ty, 3 cái LLC nó ảnh hưởng tới cái program này, thì mình có thể apply cho different 3 cái công ty được không? Thì Joey nghĩ là sẽ được, là tại vì nó sẽ apply cho mỗi cái công ty riêng chứ không phải là theo cái người personal guarantee. Okay, that's good clarification, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, I encourage everyone to apply. Okay. I encourage all my clients to apply.
Okay. Now, with Chase though, I think there's certain criteria or requirement for you to apply under Chase, correct?
Yeah. So right now we had said that clients have to have a deposit, meaning a business deposit relationship with us as of February 15th. Okay. But that doesn't mean that, you know, this is still eligible for a lot of clients who bank at other institutions. Just, you know, ask their bank whether they offer this or not. And again, I believe the key thing is them to be SBA preferred. And, you know, a lot of the big major banks are Bank of America, Wells Fargo, so they should have no issue there. My fear is the smaller community banks. I'm not so sure about that and what their options are. And that's the only caveat.
My understanding also is that the program will start April 3rd, but it will end on June 30th. So I'm assuming because of that, there's a limited fund available, right? Correct. Through SBA, because this is not through the lender, it's through SBA. So there will be limited fund. So I'm assuming whoever get approved first, and you know, you don't wait until June 30th and apply, because by that time, the fund might not be available for your business.
Absolutely. So all my clients, I've been keeping them up to date, you know, what sort of documents that we think they will need, like, you know, the average payroll. So I encourage everyone to apply tomorrow, you know, because it is 349 billion, but that number is going to go very quickly. And so that being said, you know, have their financials ready, you know, have their payroll numbers ready so that tomorrow, you know, April 3rd, when it comes around, they're not scrambling to their accountant, to their CPA, to the payroll company asking for these things while the application is already opened.
Okay. I guess I have another question relating to when we're talking about mentioned payroll. So again, I in your opinion, with the this program is it applied for businesses that are currently still open during the crisis to sustain the employees, or if a business can they apply to a business that is forced to close, you know, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, can they still apply for this loan?
Yeah, so absolutely. So, you know, in the scenario you just talked about, if a business is closed and, you know, they have seen hardship, again, apply for that SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan. That's what it's for. And then that being said, though, yeah, the PPP, this one, it's really going to take a look at your average historical payroll for the last 12 months. So even if you're closed today, if the last 12 months you can say that your average payroll is $10,000, they'll do 2.5 times that. That's going to be what the PPP extends to that small business. So again, it's a historical. It's not looking at your payroll today as a closed business, but the average historical 12-month rolling.
12 months. Okay. So in your opinion, go ahead and apply.
Apply. apply. Everybody should apply for this.
Everybody should apply for this. I agree. Okay. That clarify a lot, because a lot of, you know, and you know it. I mean, this bill is too new, and we live in a very unprecedented time right now. So we don't, you know, exactly know all the information that trickling down to, you know, your bank and to the consumers. It's still being lagged into delay. So in your opinion, you know, when in doubt, just go ahead and put an application, because what's the worst thing gonna happen, right? Redo it again. Is that what your thinking is as well?
Or you just get denied. Yeah. I mean, but you at least have to try, you know? So again, and I think, you know, just looking at the application from the EIDL one, the application is so seamless. It's so easy. It doesn't take very long. And so that being said, I can only imagine that this one is not going to be as, you know, it's going to be very similar.
So speaking of that, actually, I was able to pull up the actual application itself. And let me see if I can pull up real quick to at least show you and our viewers what the application actually looked like. It's only 4 pages here, and you know, folks who look at it and you need some, you want to see this copy, I'll happy to forward to you. You actually can pull it from the Treasury Department websites. They have already this information populated, but I'm sure it depends on the lender. Some lender might require additional information, but I'm assuming because this is through SBA that go through the lender, everything seemed pretty streamlined, just like you say about the Economic Injury Disaster Relief Fund. This is the process is very streamlined.
Yep.
Okay. I apologize, man. I'm talking and moving my screen at the same time, so trying to multitask. In terms of, you know, how to prepare to start this application, I know you mentioned a little bit about getting ready, and we know that it's going to be very time limited, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be rushing to get this application done. What should a small business do from now until application time? What do they need to prepare themselves so that they can get this process faster and smoother for them?
Yeah, so below is just some bullet points, and that might be a little bit more detailed than we need. But for the most part, you know, like you said, that application is up and not all of this is required. And so it is a little bit more high level. But again, I think what's key is just, you know, basic things like what's your company's revenue size, you know your business established date, your mailing address. Those things are no-brainers. I think the more tricky part, again, is to calculate the average monthly payroll, excluding those who are salaried employees that make $100,000 a year. And that's the key. But in addition to that as well, get your, you know, the average expense for mortgage, rent, or any of those utilities as well that you can also put in there.
So Joey, you brought up about salary employee, right? A lot of people in my community, they do 1099, right? A lot of 1099 employee, independent contractors. Would that mean, because I'm assuming because the word payroll is relevant to W-2 employees. However, in your opinion, if a small business that have, you know, 5 or 6 or 10 independent contractors working for that business, should they or can they still go ahead and apply for the PPP?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I would assume that they can, given that they still have expenses such as, you know, utilities, you know, more rent, mortgage, whatever it might be. So I assume that is something that is available to them. And honestly, looking at what I know, the application for the EIDL, that one, contractors were able to apply as well. So I believe it is possible in this program. But again, I'll just say with a caveat, I'm not 100% sure on that.
No, I completely agree. I think our viewers will completely agree with us that we don't have a definite answer yet, and I'm sure we will. And it slowly will pass on to us. And of course, if we know something, I'll definitely update everyone, and I'm sure you will update us as well. So let me do a quick recap in Vietnamese, and then we continue. So I apologize real quick, okay? So mình mới hỏi Joey những cái câu hỏi mà mình nghĩ sẽ rất là liên quan tới những cái small business mà cần apply cái loan này. Thì giống như mình hỏi là cái eligibility thì mình cũng đã giải thích rồi là những cái công ty những cái business nào mới apply được. Nhưng mà cái quan trọng nhất mình hỏi là trong này thì nó để là cái này là Paycheck Protection Program, thì nó sẽ protect cái payroll. Thì theo mình biết cái payroll là W2. Thì bởi mình mới hỏi Joey là ví dụ như vẫn là những người khách giống như những cái chủ tiệm nail, những chủ tiệm nhà hàng hay là tiệm tóc gì đó, thì đa số người công nhân của họ là làm 1099. Thì những cái công ty đó, những cái business đó có apply được cái này không? Thì Joey trả lời là thật ra Joey cũng không có biết được. Lý do là tại vì cái này nó cũng quá mới đi, thì cái guideline nó cũng chưa có, thì ngân hàng nó cũng chưa có ready. Thì personally thì Joey cũng chưa có biết được cái answer đó là được hay không. Thì mình sẽ cố gắng chờ khi nào nó update information nó xuống thì mình sẽ báo. Nhưng mà thật ra giống như Joey với Túy mới nói là if we need to go and apply, mình cứ cần thì mình cứ apply đi. Thì worst case scenario là nó decline mình thôi, tại vì cái tiền lời của nó có 0.5% thôi. So that cái đó nó rất là thấp. Hey Joey, so the interest rate is 0.5%, but I believe you don't have to pay it back for 6 months though, right? I mean, or 12 months, or I apologize. You remember the details of
I did 6 months, yeah, deferred.
6 months.
6 months for deferred, yeah.
Okay.
So say you even get it, yeah, it'll be, you don't have to make any payments for 6 months. But that still means that 0.5% interest will still accrue.
It still accrue at 0.5 interest. Okay, but still, that's 0.5 interest is pretty
That's
much
nothing.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
nothing. I agree.
Nothing.
Now I know we haven't touched about the forgiveness portion of it, because I know the Paycheck Protection Program, it's a loan. However, there are portion of it that can be forgive. Do you you know much about that which part can be forgive, and do you know from Chase perspective what information they would need in order to kind of forgive the loan portion?
So again, that's still kind of hazy, but my understanding about the way that they're going to look at it is just to see that as long as the average payroll that you have at the time that you apply, it's going to be about the same or more employees when they do a look back after the loan is given. Whether that's 2 months or 6 months, I'm not entirely sure. But say that you do have the same amount of employees or more, your payroll is roughly the same and more, that's supposed to be forgiven, that portion. So that's my understanding of how it works.
Okay. And I'm sure we're going to get more information, more clarification, especially people who are going to apply, go through the process, and I'm sure we will learn it all together. So I think just one thing I can advise everybody, just be patient. I know we are all in that is a tough time, and everybody try to speed up things and try to I guess make the process faster. But a lot of times you just gotta wait for the process to take time to kind of work out. So the details will be there. So okay. I mean, I honestly, I think we've been talking quite a bit, and I really appreciate you the opportunity to kind of enlighten our viewers about the program from Chase perspective. How can if the folks that are interested or they have any questions regarding PPP or any other Chase business account information, how can they reach you, and what service can you provide to small businesses that may be looking at a video right now?
Yeah, so what I'd say is, I've heard a lot of things in the market where, banks are saying, oh yeah, we're not lending, we're pulling back. And some of these are large banks who are kind of like putting a pause on credit. We're not doing that. I mean, there's obviously certain things that Chase we won't lend to, certain businesses that we don't want to bank, but by and large, we are still here to help our community. And anything I can do to help out, I'd be happy to. I'll share my information, and Dewey, you'd be happy to pass it on. But yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's all I have, man. I appreciate it again. Thank you so much. And of course, I'll have a transcript in Vietnamese just to kind of make sure we touch everything. I know it's kind of tough when we have this conversation in English and then try to think of and ask in Vietnamese anyway. So maybe next video we can do it and you can do it in Chinese, man. I mean, that would be good too, right? Awesome. Cool, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you again. And absolutely, we're definitely going to have you back on again. But for now, stay safe and be safe out there, bro.
You too, buddy. Take care, man.
Right. Take it easy. Bye-bye.